Good morning, happy Saturday. I want to come on here and talk about a particularly important subject to me personally, and that's learning. Right? I call it the third prerequisite of leadership, as it is a foundational step for you to be an effective leader. All right, this also stems from a conversation I had with a colleague yesterday, where they noted that go look on my site as the CEO, which rolls over to our sites with the LMS doctor. That it's starting to look like we're a leadership company versus a learning solution. First off, leadership is key. That is the biggest resource that my team brings, whether they recognize that or not, because that is what our clients need. As our founders say, they're desperate in today's state, in the educational space and the technology space, and they need leadership. They have to have someone with the expertise and authority in the space. We have the world authority as our founder. And the reason I can say that is ignore the PhD and the MCESE and the MCT that's part of his title and the 30 years of experience. One of our most exciting projects for me and collectively, but for me, really, just the impact that we're going to be able to cause through the LMS Doctor International and our joint ventures. We're working with a wonderful corporation who has been changing the world through infrastructure projects for decades, but they've never been able to bid on the learning projects, right? Or the EMIS projects as designated by the World Bank, because in order to bid on a project, you have to have what the World Bank identifies as key critical resources, even to be eligible to bid. And they haven't been able to do that for decades, right? Our founder, Dr. Thomas, brings that capability. That is why we're able to do joint bids now on e-learning projects in the emerging markets. And quite frankly, we are going to help change the world by bringing learning, effective learning, right, to the places that need it most. And I stress effective because that's one of the things that's been pressed on me here recently by one of my mentors, Dr. O, that helped remind the fact you can be exceptionally efficient at something bad. What's as important is that you're effective in what you're doing. And effective learning, right? The reason that we have the companies, the reason that I have the passion set for what we do is because learning, when applied effectively, is a net positive for everyone involved. The company, it's net positive for them. They have a higher trained workforce. They have a more motivated workforce. They have a more effective workforce. Guess what? If you have a more motivated, effective workforce that feels that they're getting personal growth, you're going to have better morale, better retention for the individuals involved. You can't take learning away from someone. Even if they leave the company, right? They change positions within the company. They receive value that is theirs. That's what empowers them. It's what motivates them, right? And in the right culture, once again, helps with retention. And the reason I point that out for businesses is that one of my personal goals through our companies is to ensure that every corporation recognizes that their learning and training programs are not a cost center, right? They're an asset. They're one of the best assets, greatest asset that you have within your company. They will make you more effective. They will make you more efficient. They will make you more productive. You will increase morale. You reduce turnover costs. I could go on this list for a while. Okay. It is just paramount. And it comes back into leadership of the team because we come in and are able to, as we say, guide and enable, right? But really develop the leadership of the administration teams, the LMS teams, of our clients. It's not just showing them what buttons to press. Okay, we empower them and teach them what to do and why the structure, why the governance is important, why the compliance is important. Okay, especially when you're working across all industries. Every industry has its own compliance, but when you start getting into, government, high-end technical requirements, safety, those have to be done effectively. And you have to have the same governance structure and discipline in your training programs. And I took for granted coming out of the Naval Nuclear Power Program because it is just in the blood of what we do. And it was a frightening shock when I came into the civilian sector, where it was not valued as it needs to be. So that's one of our core missions, is to get that recognition. Not to mention, as a leader, as a trusted advisor that we become, not only do we bring the value to our clients and our customers through implementing the use cases and increasing the security and the compliance of their learning profile, we help them understand what not to do. Best lessons learned are from failures, right? If you can learn from someone else's failure, saves you a whole lot of headache, a whole lot of hurt. Some of the biggest savings, all right, that we have brought, and why effective learning is an asset, and having the right authority and leader in the space is so key, is that it's one thing to put out fires. It's another thing to be able to recognize the iceberg and just shift course just a little bit, and it never becomes a problem. And an application that turns into tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars that we've saved our clients just from helping them understand what not to do. Right. We're very big on our process, our system, all right, beginning with the end in mind and working backwards down to the roadmap of what needs to be done. But it all starts with the foundation of effective learning. Effective learning will change you for the better, your company for the better, the world for the better. I don't know what else to say besides that. Outside, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and go learn something new.